right, and now being 1 o'clock, I hereby call the March 23rd, 2026 meeting of the Plympton Board of Selectmen to order. This meeting is being recorded for public viewing by Area 58. The recording is not considered an official record of the board. The approved minutes of the meeting will serve as the official record of the proceedings. First agenda item this afternoon is there is going to be a presentation for a state budget earmark and a joint update from both State Senator Dylan Fernandez and State Representative Kathy Lenatra. We are going to be passing over that particular agenda item to a later date, which will be posted in a agenda coming up. The second agenda item is going to be an update from Attorney Greg Corbo, our town council, in regards to the former Public Safety Buildings Complex project.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair, good afternoon. My name is Greg Corbo, Town Council for the Town of Plympton. And over the past couple months, we have been working with the Town Properties Committee, as well as the Town Administrator and the Board of Selectmen, to determine what steps need to be taken going forward with respect to the fire station project that was not approved for funding at the annual town election, in light of the fact that the debt exclusion vote was not passed. So at this time, there are two things that are still on the table. One, whether or not to proceed with the fire station project at this time, and two, what to do about the water supply portion of the project. That portion obviously being more time sensitive than the completion of the fire station, which is obviously a much bigger project at this point. So we've gone through a lot of the historical documents, as many as we were able to uncover. We suspect that many of the documents were lost in the couple of flooding events that have happened here at the townhouse. But at this time, it's our recommendation that the board hold off on the fire station portion of the project until you can determine sort of what the scope of that project is going to be and how it is that you want to proceed, and also whether or not you want to continue on with the current OPM or you want to move on and use the services of a different OPM. So, that's one thing that I'll ask you to talk about and make a decision on. And then the second thing is with respect to the water project. Time is of the essence on that because funding runs out on June 30th. And my recommendation is that you proceed with that project. My understanding is that the design is either finished or mostly finished. That is something that you do not need to have an OPM for, but that is something that the engineer can assist you with, as well as town council can assist you with the front end documents. And so for that, our recommendation would be that you work with the engineer to come up with the bid documents to complete the water supply portion of the project, and that you move that forward, and that the select board kind of retain the management of that project to ensure that it can be closed out as expeditiously as possible, kind of cutting out one layer of oversight that isn't really needed at this time. So, those are, I think, the two sort of big ticket items that you guys need to discuss. And I'll defer to you as to whether you have questions or how you want to address these issues.
Mr. Sides, any comments on it? I'll go to you first.
I just want to confirm that you're saying that the public water supply project, in your opinion, is pretty much ready to go pending final bids and awarding a contract and that sort of thing?
So that's my understanding. Okay. I haven't actually reviewed any plans. No, that's okay. Right. I haven't reviewed any plans, so I don't know what state the plans are in, but that's what I was told. And so if the plans are finished, yes, then the next step would be to go through procurement for someone to actually do the work. That is completely independent of the fire station project. You have a separate source of funding for that. And under the general laws, Chapter 30, Section 39M, the OPM requirement does not apply. So you don't have to have a separate outside OPM for that. That's something that the engineer who designed the system should be able to do, and it was within their scope of work to do that. So at this point, if you're ready to move forward on that, through the town administrator, we can contact the engineer and get them rolling on to the next steps.
Perfect, thank you.
And as the fire station is a separate project, we're looking to have the TPC continue the process of looking into that and so forth going forward as well, and looking towards hiring a new OPM, as I understand it from what you're saying, is where your advice is going towards.
So the decision of whether or not to hire a new OPM is up to you ultimately, but at this point, given the fact that in light of the town meeting vote, you almost have to go back to the drawing board. It might make sense at this point to bring someone new on, or at least do a fresh procurement, where the procurement for the current OPM was done 10 years ago at this point. And so, I think that you would be justified in saying, at this point, we're going to have a clean break with that old project, and we're going to start anew from the beginning.
Okay. Any further discussion, Mr. Sides?
I don't think so, no, thank you.
All right, at this time, I make a motion to ratify the vote that we have taken in executive session on March 18th, 2026, to remove the town campus public water supply project from the purview of the TPC.
I'll second that.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
with respect to any other items, I suggest you do not mention anything that was discussed in executive session.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right, at this time, we are moving on. And we're going to edit our vote for the term ending for Gabriella Falconeri. That's what it says on the next one, but after this. But
Mr.
you
Chair,
think-
before we
yes.
move on, are you going to vote on the water supply issue?
Or did you want to do the?
We did the ratification of it,
Yeah.
So the vote was remove the,
TPC from the
TPC.
public water supply going
Right.
forward.
so I would suggest that you take another vote to proceed with the water portion of the project.
By the selectmen.
With that, through the select board,
Through the select
without an OPM.
Okay. All right, I make a motion to move forward on the public water supply project, as stated, with the oversight of the selectmen and the procurement of a new OPM in regards to that project.
No, not an
think we
OPM.
want it.
We do not want an OPM.
Correct.
So,
So no.
without an
under our
OPM, just under our selectmen's purview. So, do I have a second to the motion?
I just want to make sure I'm
Yep.
clear.
So the motion
we're
is gonna
moving-
be-
Moving forward with the water project under
With-
the supervision
Of us,
of the Board of
Board of
Selectmen.
Selectmen.
And we will reach
Without-
out to the engineer to assist with document preparation.
And no need for an OPM.
No need for an appeal. Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Will you be reading the letter from the fire chief with the concerns? That's under the,
We don't normally read like
No.
correspondence in full, but it's on file, but you could acknowledge it.
We'll just say that there's a public document, and so
Yeah.
it would be accessed. All right. So, next bullet point is in regard to a letter from the fire chief. in regards to the fire station concerns, which is a public record and is available. We will not be reading that correspondence verbatim. And the next item is going to be the current fire station citations and status. Which I believe we also have the fire chief here to talk towards those items, since the TPC has no representation today in this meeting. So, in regards to the letter and to the citations and status on those, I think we can move to her, or
Sure.
if you don't mind speaking towards that, Chief Duddy?
Cheryl Duddy, Maple Street, and the fire chief. So my letter regarding the concerns about this station is just some concerns about continuing deterioration within with the building itself. That front picture window is becoming a real problem. One of the panes cracked during the storm, and the bottom sill has continued to rot, as well as many of the other windows on this side of the building. Being the original windows, single pane, heating the building this winter was quite the challenge with the heat pumps. And obviously, my concerns are, if no matter what direction we're heading in with the fire station project, whether or not it be a full new building or a remodel of the existing station, I don't want to continue to put money to something that's either going to be replaced, torn down, need to be updated anyway. So those are just some of my concerns with the lack of progress, I should say, on the current project. And again, if we should probably explore other options, because I know that that's what the townspeople want to see. And in regards to the OPM, I don't disagree with council that perhaps a new OPM with fresh eyes may be a good idea, and may have something that our previous OPM hadn't thought of. And I can't take away from all of the work that the previous OPM did on the projects, but I think moving forward with fresh eyes wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. And then the conditions of the vehicles continues to deteriorate. I just kind of need some direction on the replacing our current A2, the older of the two ambulances, and engine 1 will certainly be a pressing issue. Got some not so good news on that today, that the pump may be completely decommissioned. Which adds an additional challenge that we were
Sure.
certainly not anticipating at this point in time. We were hoping to get another few years out of that truck, and that may not be the case. In regards to the citations, the two big ones that will need funding are repair to the roof where one of the pipes are. That pipe is no longer being used. It's not attached to anything, and there's a substantial leak around that. The HVAC system is collecting water. Like right now, there's probably about 2 feet of water in the HVAC system that's in the floor. We've been using a hand pump to pump that out. And the electrical panel, but I think that will be addressed with the water supply project, or with the water project. And if it's
Jeff.
not, I know that the TPC has a plan B for that, with just a cover of the panel. But right now, we have a free solution on it, and if we can move the pipes, it won't be an issue.
So the water supply, because of our funding deadlines, needs to be completed by July 1. Do you think the state will allow us that leeway for the electrical portion? Maybe not the others, but...
Yes, they seemed, when we talked about the citations previously, he said that he knew that was on the to-do list, and that was, a priority of the town, and that seems to be fine. And right now, it is covered, so that even if there was a small leak, it wouldn't expose to the panel, which was their big concern. It's not necessarily a clearance issue for them, it's protecting it if there's any spray from a leaking pipe, so.
And estimates on the roof repair and the HVAC system and the floor and so forth?
Nothing has been gathered yet.
have a question.
Sure,
from her letter.
absolutely.
Okay. Chief, I just wanted to ask a question about, from your letter that you sent. I was curious about something that, you mentioned somewhere in your first paragraph that you would ask TPC for updates on the water project and some of the outstanding items, and you were told they were awaiting information from the Finance Committee. Do you know, did they elaborate on that at all? I don't understand what the Finance Committee has
So
to do.
the correspondence said something to the effect that they had to speak to the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee on possible funding sources for those projects.
But they don't have bids.
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't know
All
if
right.
they-
I just want to make sure I'm understanding it.
And I don't know if they were looking to see if there was existing money in like a building line, because I don't anticipate the roof one to be overly costly, because I think that's just removing that pipe and then re-shingling that one section. I don't think that that's going to be a large project. The HVAC potentially could be, because I think that it's going to have to be filled or removed from the floor. And
Sure, but it seems to be kind of bass backwards. Okay, thank you. That's a technical term.
Yes, I know. I was well aware. I was kind of,
Approved by council.
kind of letting that go, or at least I was attempting to let that go.
Hey, you guys elected me, what can I say?
Thinking about
Greg
that
didn't,
name,
she didn't.
thinking.
Don't
I'm
lump them in.
quite certain it's in the law dictionary.
Yeah, there we go. All right, thank you, Chief. Is there anything else you want to add, or anything else
I
you
don't
want to
believe
express
so,
while you're
unless
here?
there's any other questions.
I don't believe so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. All right, the next item on our agenda is the Townhouse Front Entrance Project. I believe we have a contracted amendment to that for Habib and Associates in regards to that Townhouse Front Entrance Project, which has been brought down in cost by the low bidder process to, I don't remember the figure exactly, but it was
I believe it was
35
35-ish.
something from the original price tag, which was originally some years ago being $170,000. So TPC has worked on that to bring it down to the $35,000. So we do, like I said, have a contracted amendment with the Habib and Associates in regards to the Townhouse Front Entrance Project. There's $4,500 in the project. There's plenty of budget left, but it will facilitate a contract admin and construction oversight for that project itself. So any other further discussion on that to move forward?
So again, by us signing this amendment to the original contract with the architect, we're removing TPC from oversight of this project, and the architect will act as the project manager and oversee the project.
My belief is that TPC will still be having oversight on this particular project, but we'll also have the architect be involved, and they will also have involvement in the actual project itself, as they have since they've gotten in.
I think TPC has enough on their plate, and I think we should trust the professionals to oversee the project and complete it on time. I think TPC has done the work they needed to do, thankfully, like you said, they brought it in through the bidding process. I think at this point, we can take it off of their plate, and they can focus on the fire station repairs.
Yeah, and as far as what their involvement is, if the architect is taking the action on it, as far as what they're going to do, I don't see a problem with that, but I also think that they can have some dominion in it as far as being able to be involved in the project.
I don't want them to get distracted.
Yeah.
It's, to my mind, it's similar to the water supply project. They've brought it to the point where it is. It's kind of a shovel-ready project at this point. Let's let people move on with the project, and they can focus on what they need to focus on.
Well, then we have to make two motions on this one then. So first motion is to execute the contract amendment with Habib and Associates for additional services in regards to the townhouse front or entrance project. Do I have a second for that one?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the second motion, would you like to make the motion, Mr. Sides?
Sure. I'll make a motion to remove the townhouse front entrance project from the list of current projects the Town Properties Committee is working on.
I will second it. And then roll call vote. Mr. Sides?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Nay.
Did you say nay?
Yeah, I did say nay. Okay, next item on the agenda. An edit of a vote for the term ending for a Gabriella Falconeri, Community Preservation Committee.
Excuse me one moment, did you want to sign this? Or did they already?
I already have it down here.
Great. Sorry.
Okay, make a motion to edit the term and the end date for Gabriella Falconeri's appointment to the Community Preservation Committee to June 30th of 2026.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, would you mind passing it down? Make sure I said this thing.
So it was 2029. All right, the next item on the agenda is a continued water operator services contract with Sarian Company. And Bree, you had the info on that particular contract?
Yes, I do. Just have to vote and sign.
And they provide our required water monitoring and operator services for the town, in the townhouse. Make a motion to execute the contract with Sarian Company for continued water operator services. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Could you-
And we just did the contract
They're gonna
amendment.
have two of that, yeah.
Yep. Yes, that's in our votes. Guess these go back.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, and moving on, our next agenda item is the appointment of Sonia Silva, Inspector of Animals, from May 1st, 2026 through April 30th of 2027. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Greg.
That's what you're here for tonight.
Here, I'll send this back down so she has everything. We'll just have to sign that too.
Yep.
So that's not us. Right.
Dana, you made the motion, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's going to go back to her. Greg? Okay, and on to warrants paid.
Warrants paid are $9,197.87. The normal Ghost Scoopers, some Amazon supplies, Sarian water, Eversource gas, the water bill, and the trash removal. And then we had the Habib local computer monthly bills, and our Everon for our security system. We did have the light in the parking lot fixed that Chief Duddy found for us, a vendor, and it's lit up now. It's a great thing. No complaints.
Excellent. Thank you, Chief. Town administrator updates?
We've been very busy working on the fiscal '27 budget and the town meeting warrants and preparations. So more to come on that, but everything's still underway. I did have a question on the earlier vote that you guys took, just so that Bree and I understand from a procedural standpoint. So you've signed the contract amendment with Habib and Associates for that front entrance project. Who would you like their point of contact to be? Like where it was the one-to-one vote as far as TPC, but I don't really know how that works with a one-to-one vote or with, like TPC is appointed by the Board of Selectmen. So does it default to the Selectmen's office being the point of contact?
I would say yes on that.
Okay,
As the TPC serves at the auspices of the selectmen, so,
okay,
and we could further direct whatever we need to do for the TPC to follow up with anything we need to follow up in that regard, but I would say that it would have to go to us first.
okay. So for now, I will, I'll work with Bree to get the contract amendment to Habib and let them know to be in contact with the Selectmen's office and not TPC for the time being.
Correct.
Okay.
And this is for the water, correct?
No, this is for the front door.
Okay. Will that kind of be like the same thing that we did with the roof, in a way, when I was part of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
You're good on
No,
yours?
I'm good.
Correspondence?
Yes. I have one piece of correspondence that is really hard for me today. So our town administrator has resigned from her position with the town and will be leaving us soon. Her last day in the office is right now tentatively for April 16th. And I wanted to thank Liz for all the years of service that she's given us, the grant funding that she has done for this town, the support she's given all of us, the department heads, town meeting, and how things have run smoothly here with all of our questions that are directed to her, and it's been my pleasure to be her assistant for this time, and I'm gonna really, really miss her. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bree. Mr. Sides, defer to you.
I think we'll have plenty of opportunity over the next month to express our appreciation for what Liz has brought to the town. But I second and concur with everything that Brigitte just said. We'll have time to celebrate and mourn, as the case may be. So.
Thank you.
And I also appreciate all that what Liz Dennehy has brought to our town and all the work she's done over these years, and having been junior to this, her help and guidance in what I've done in the last year and so forth. I don't keep track of the months, I'm not good on that stuff, but basically working with you, and I appreciate all the efforts you've done and all the stuff you've done for the town, as well as, I'm sure the department heads will probably agree with that as well. So we thank you for your service here and wish you successful endeavors going forward.
Thank you.
And I believe we're putting together a
Yes.
sort of a farewell, and there'll be more details on that. I think the townspeople will have the opportunity to come by
Yes.
and say their thanks in person.
It'll be a late morning type of thing with finger sandwiches and something like that we've decided to do for Liz. So, like I said, it's a loss for the town. We'll move forward. I know I have her number, as we all do. So, just wasn't here from 9 to 2 every day. It was 7 days a week and all the time, and so it's gonna be hard to replace, but we can do it together as a team.
All right, any financial updating?
I don't think so. There was the one comment about the Veterans Fund.
Right.
But that's gonna come back to the town.
Yeah, it gets
so
replenished.
Well, okay.
Okay, make a motion to approve the minutes of March 9th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good.
And the regular open meeting for Board of Selectmen coming up, which are subject to change, but the current one is going to be April 13th, which I believe that's going to be at 5:30 instead of the 1 o'clock time or 2 o'clock time, and followed on the 27th. These are subject to change, but will be posted beforehand if there's any changes towards the time or otherwise. And any further comments before we go into the executive session? Mr. Sides or anything?
No, I think, well, just to add to the comment about the 5:30 meeting, the reason for that is that we are tentatively finalizing the budget with the Finance Committee at that meeting, so it might be a good opportunity for folks to stop by and you know, learn
See some of
about the
the
process and all of that. So 5:30 on the 13th. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And nothing further?
No.
In regards to what we've discussed today, there's a lot of different things going on as far as the town goes, and we have volunteer boards. I just want to send out a kudos to those volunteer boards and those volunteer members who spend their time within a tremendous amount of time, in some cases, like the TPC, to work towards these projects and work towards a solution. None of it is easy, and working together with collaboration with the fire chief and so forth moving forward, the hope would be is that we try to get these things eradicated and taken care of. We are seeing some projects going forward with this, obviously, as of today, as votes are going forward. But I do want to send out some good congratulations towards certain projects, like the door project going down in price, for instance, and also moving forward and staying on course and also trying to work with everybody to try to make it happen. It's not an easy thing. As the chief will also agree with this, it's a big project and it needs to be done. So having people step up to that is a big thing in the history of this town and also for the progress forward in this town. So, all right, nothing else? Okay. This time, we will be adjourning to go into executive session, and we will be returning to open session afterwards to announce votes, if any are taken during the executive session. So I make a motion to go into executive session per Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Purpose 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, i.e. the town administrator and administrative assistant. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this open meeting adjourned.